So it's about time I did another Medicare supplement market check for the Atlanta area. It's June 14th of 2024. So obviously halfway through the year, good checkpoint. What I'm going to do is just go through the rates on Medicare.gov because that's what you and everyone else has wide open access to. You don't need to input any information to see these quotes. You can't enroll directly from this site, but you can at least check the rates, and that's the goal here. So even if you don't live in Atlanta, this will still help you just kind of understand how to go through this and find the rate. So I'm on Medicare.gov. This is the home page, or at least that's what it looks like today. They'll change out these images and sometimes the layout depending on the time of year. But what you want to look for is today, it's right here, Find Health and Drug Plans. So I'm going to click Find Plans Now. If you're on a desktop, you can also, no matter what the site looks like, this header will usually stay the same, and Health and Drug Plans is what you want to click on. And then over here, this first option, Find Health and Drug Plans, that's usually in the same place. But anyway, we're going to click Find Plans Now. All right, and now I'm going to punch in my zip code. It's already saved it from when I did this last a couple minutes ago. So 30068 is where I live. That's Marietta, East Cobb specifically. But rates in the Atlanta area are the same or very close to what, to what you'll see here. So anyway, let's click Continue and then select the type of plan we want. Obviously, we're just looking at Medigap, which is, if you don't know, another term for Medicare supplements. It means the same thing. It's just interchangeable. And we'll click Find Plans. And now you want to enter your age, gender, and whether you use tobacco. So I've got 65 as at my age here. Sex is male, and no for tobacco use. And then this last option here, household discount. I'm going to keep it at no for now. But basically what this is if you have a spouse who is also of Medicare age and they have a Medicare supplement with the same company, they'll give you a discount. But that's usually how those work. Some are a little more lenient than others. But we're going to keep it no for now, just so we see the straight up price. I'm going to click Update Prices. And now we're going to go into the letter plan. So of the Medicare supplements, the popular ones are G and N for now. F is another one that was popular for a while, but G and N. So we're not going to look at A or B. We're going to scroll all the way down to Plan G. Just a quick refresher, Plan G, of the ones you can buy now, you can't buy Plan F anymore. Plan G is the most comprehensive you can get. So basically, all you're left with when you get Plan G, you're paying the first $240 of your medical care for the year. That's the Part B deductible. And then every dollar after that, as long as it's a covered service, you're done. So Plan N is a little bit different. It's same premise, but adds co-pays for doctor's office visits, ER visits, and it doesn't cover Part B excess charges, which is something that I explain in other videos. But anyway, let's look at Plan G. That's going to be the more expensive of the two between G and N. I'm going to click View Policies. And now it's going to show me every participating company on the market from lowest price to highest price. That's the default sort. No reason to change that. So I'm going to go through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the companies that I typically recommend and that I typically write for clients. And those are the names that have been in the business a long time and are dedicated to the business and are, larger insurance company names, or at least companies that really specialize in the Medicare market. A lot of companies enter and exit the Medicare supplement market fairly quickly, like within a couple of years. That is not a good thing for consumers for obvious reasons. So you want steady, been here a while, solid with the industry. So I'm going to go, and again, that's not to disparage any company or favor one over another. I'm just explaining how I narrow this field down, because as you can see here, there are 40 based on this search. So I've got Federal Life Insurance Company here at $131 a month. And then here's Allstate. They are a newer entrant at $134. That's for the policy where you need a wearable to track health data or whatnot. Here's the normal Allstate Plan G at $141. And then let me show you, here's Medico, been around for a long time. They have rebranded, but anyway, remains the same. And let's find, here's Humana. So of the typical health insurance companies that you probably recognize, Humana is the lowest cost. That has been the case this year for a while, maybe a little more than the past year or so. So writing a fair amount of that. They're at 158. And then let's find a couple more just to give you an idea of the range. Here's Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield at $164 a month. Cigna at $165. Here's the United Healthcare AARP co-branded product at $173. Fun fact, not that this matters, but by enrollment count, United Healthcare is the most popular Medicare Supplement company in the country. That doesn't affect whether or not you should choose them, but just thought you should know. And then here's Aetna. The name of the subsidiary is Continental Life Insurance Company, but it's Aetna. They're at $173. Here's another product with Humana. No reason to choose it over the lower priced one. It's the same thing. Aflac is a newer entrant. Again, they've been in the market before, but they re-entered a couple years ago. And then Mutual of Omaha is another name that is commonly known in this space. Good company, $203 a month for their Plan G. So you might already know this, but again, as a refresher, all of these products are the exact same thing, with a couple of exceptions like you saw. Let me scroll back up. And I'm not super familiar with this, but I just want to point it out, like this Allstate product with the wearable provision, that's, you have to check in at some point or something to do with, their strings attached to this slightly lower rate. But other than that, my point is these products are the exact same thing. Plan G is Plan G no matter who you go with. Why you might choose one company over another, or why you might not elect to go with just who's got the cheapest price, is a couple things. Number one, as I mentioned before, the company you want to choose, I think, in my, let's call it what it is, an educated opinion, is you want a company that's going to be around, that's been in the market, because if they exit, enter, then you're chasing the market, having to probably find another company if your company decides to pull the plug on the market. That's just not a good thing. Second reason to not just go with whoever's got the lowest price is rate increases, or more specifically, the tendencies between different companies to increase rates, how they increase rates. Every company is going to raise rates usually every year, sometimes a couple times a year, just based on inflation, medical inflation, regular inflation, the cost of doing business going up. So don't expect to not get a rate increase no matter who you go with. But some companies will do 3%, 5%, 8%, 10%, 20%. Needless to say, you want to go with the companies that are tending toward those lower percentage rate increases. And the reason for the differences there could be a couple. First is, how is the plan performing? So of all the people on one company's Plan G, there could be a bunch of sick people or more sick people than a competitor's. And so those people are more expensive to insure. the insurance company maybe is incurring more losses, and so they're not in this for charity. They need to ratchet up the rates in order to equalize and to get back to a level of profitability that is acceptable to them. So that would be one reason. The second reason would be different business goals with different companies. So let's say a company wants to get in the market and they want to win some market share. Well, they can move the levers and lower the price to incentivize people to, hey, let's choose them over the competition. And the inverse is also true. So believe it or not, some companies want to ratchet down how many people enroll in their plan. It's an insurance actuarial risk type of thing. So if they're comfortable with who they've got on their plan and they want to just manage that pool and they don't want to just open the floodgates, then they can ratchet the price up to disincentivize people to jump in. So those are the main reasons that I've observed that I know of that account for the different rates. So bringing this home, what should you choose? It's really a company that's been in the market for a long time and plans to be there. And you will know because some companies will announce plans to divest or shut it down or exit the market. So that's one. Two, a competitive rate, of course. Don't expect the absolute lowest rate for the best companies. And then third is, it's just a gut feeling. Has this company, do you know this company? Do they have a good reputation with customer service? Is their website somewhat modern, up to date, so that if you do need to interact with them, can you find your way around easily? That counts for something. And also don't discount some of the smaller companies that are more focused on the Medicare market, not just your Blue Crosses and United Healthcares, although those you should consider as well. So that's an idea. Let's call it for this 65-year-old male, that's 130-ish to 170-ish for competitive rates for Plan G in the zip code 30068. I'll show you Plan N real quick. So I'm going to go back, scroll down to Plan N, and here we are. So Plan N, like I said earlier, same thing as Plan G with two exceptions. You're going to have copays for a doctor's office visit. That's up to $20, or an ER visit, which is up to $50. And you'll only pay that ER copay if you are not admitted to the hospital after that ER visit or as a part of that ER visit. Second difference, Plan N does not cover Medicare Part B excess charges, which is a very rare thing, but something to be aware of. So I think it's 2 to 3% of all Part B claims have excess charges, but good to know either way. What this is if you go to a doctor and they accept Medicare, they agree to be reimbursed by Medicare for whatever service they render to you. There's a set amount, and they say, yep, I'm good with that. In some cases, they can say, I'm not good with that, but they can't just make up a price willy-nilly. They can charge up to 15% beyond that Medicare agreed upon amount, and you would be responsible for that 15% delta. That's just a very general overview of how excess charges work. Again, pretty rare, but you need to know that if you are looking at Plan N. So for those two differences, you are getting a benefit in the way of pricing, both the price today and likely, this isn't set in stone, but likely prices next year at renewal, because if you think about it, a couple of speed bumps in the form of copays and not covering excess charges that make this a little bit cheaper to insure for the company. So they pass the savings on to you. That's the idea. So we can see we're well below our, 130 lowest price on Plan G. We're at 101 here. And then let's find our usual suspects. Here's Medico at 108. Here's Aetna at 113. Here's Cigna at 116. Here's Humana at 119. Manhattan Life at 123. They're another good company. Mutual of Omaha at 129. And let's see, here's the United Healthcare AARP. And that should do it. Yeah, anything more than that, it's just not competitive, not worth considering. So you can get a sense for what pricing is in the Atlanta area for a 65-year-old male anyway. And then you can also see, versus, this goes to my point of, different business decisions by different companies. So like Mutual of Omaha was way high, like 200, they were over the 200 mark on Plan G, but for Plan N, they're more competitive. That would lead me to believe that they want more business with Plan N. That's just, a deduction there. All right, so that is an overview of the Atlanta Medicare supplement market for June 2024, and also how to use Medicare.gov to search for these. There's no reason you should be going to a site, having to enter your personal information just to see these prices, because they're right here. You can't enroll straight from this site, but you can at least go to the company's website. If you do want to enroll, some of these companies will allow you to enroll directly with them, but you can also use a broker like me who can do it for you. You pay the same price. So anyway, hope that was helpful, and see you in the next video.